We are done. The NCCN Policy Summit on AI and Cancer Care finished, and I'm here with Dr. Clifford Goodman, who was the moderator of the whole thing.
Well, I'll tell you, what's interesting about AI, I think we all appreciate the complexity of AI and how quickly it's moving. It's accelerating. If you don't read about AI in healthcare for 2 or 3 days, you're behind the curve. So the first part of the day had more to do with sort of the aspects of AI, what it is, what it can accomplish, how it works, and so forth. But as complex as AI is, and as quickly as it is evolving, the real tough part may come in implementation and how it fits into workflow and how it is incorporated into guidelines and budget and how it changes workforces, how healthcare is reimbursed differently because of it, and even along the lines of how it's regulated. What sorts of evidence does a regulatory agency such as the FDA require to put something on an approval or clearance pathway?
And does every application require the same level of evidence, or are we like blocking access to care because we over-require? And that was a really interesting.
Well, what's interesting is getting the right fit, the right pathway. Let's take FDA, for example. Something can be regulated as a drug, or it might be regulated as a biologic, or it might be regulated as a device. Even if it's regulated as a device, for example, a diagnostic or maybe a screening tool, does it go down what we call the PMA pathway, the pre-market approval pathway, or does it go down the 510K pathway, which is different? And one of the points that was made is that as complex as AI is, we want to at least know what the regulatory pathway is going to be, so that industry and others can generate the right kinds of evidence to get it down the right regulatory pathway, what's the right fit. And even once you do that, we want to look ahead to saying, okay, how does it get reimbursed? How does it get covered by healthcare payers? Well, as we heard today, there's a multiplicity of payers. In the United States especially, such a fragmented health system. Fragmentation also applies to different sorts of payers. So what are they looking for in AI, and are they caught up? Then you're trying to get it into clinical practice guidelines, and among the most well-known, of course, are the NCCN's clinical practice guidelines, because they tend to be the first go-to by third-party payers insofar as what they want to cover. And so technically AI is something that's extraordinary, but that's only part of the story. You've got to get evidence, you've got regulatory hurdles, you've got payment hurdles, adoption hurdles, clinical practice guideline hurdles, and so forth, apart from things like language and physician, clinician-patient encounters. That's just as complex, if not more, and messy than getting the AI technology